Right, so I thought I'd do my video of the ABS. A few videos have been done of this. Great one from Jay from Iron Locks. Showed you about the magnets. So I'm going to quickly just go through that and then just go through a little bit more detail of trap pins. Got the ABS bypass tool. Wasn't aware you have to double up on the phone. Was supposed to if it's in 4. That's what the recommended thing is out, not officially, but here's what we did. Ended up snapping it. So I thought, you know what, let's go back to picking, back to basics basically, and make sure I can pick, not rely on cheap tools. Right, here's the key for this lock. If you ever focus, you could be able to see that the magnet is in 4, position 4, high and lows, and that's why I think this one snapped. So there's 2 magnets into these, one on either side. I don't know if you can see the indentation of the rear one. There it is there. But there's one there and one on the other side. Jay's video he showed you using the magnet. Speaking to David Wilkinson on UK Locksmiths, he's saying just sacrifice a key. So do you know what? Into the vise. Here's one of the keys into the vise. Snapped. Give me 2 magnets, and obviously these are the perfect size because they come out of a key. There they are there. So what we're going to do is, because one of these magnets literally takes up the whole keyway, I'm just going to attach it to a Peterson gem. This is just a really thin Peterson pick, and I've got enough space to get in there. But before I do that, put the magnet back. Just want to show you. So if we're at the front, we'll be able to see really the first 3 pins if it's on them. If not, we can literally go to the back, feel for the cam, and I can feel there's my first pin, and then I've got a big gap, so I know straight away it's in 4. Okay, if it was in 5, then we could cut down a key. There it is, it's in 4. So I know that's my distance. Okay, so magnet on the tip of the pick. I've got my distance, so I can go in, left, and then feel for a click. You should be able to hear it click into place. There it goes. Then we can go back to the back, feel the cam, and then 5, 4, 3, there we go. So that's our magnet in place. Now we just pick the rest. I'll zoom in a bit. Hopefully you can see some movement on the core. The other important thing on these locks is on your tension wrench, say like a little Z here, you may want to use a longer Z or even an L shape, depending on what furniture's on the door. The reason being, if I show you with this long one, I'll just show it this way around so you can see. The idea is you want to engage that cam, and there's about, I suppose about 5mm that's got to go in. Okay, it's going to use this one. I know for this lock it's actually is virtually on the edge of it. So we want to, before we pick all the pins, engage the cam and turning pressure, and keeping that inwards so we don't release, and that jumps out. You can see that jumped out. So we go in and done. If we do pick it, we just got to pick the cam back up. Right, let's get back to picking. Pin system. So we want to pick the outside of it. You can see a bit of give there. Pick the outside pins first. Feel for the sets. And then we're going to pick the internal pins. Just going to try and get on the back of that rear one. Massive bit of give there. Alright, another bit give. I think we're pretty close. Sometimes you need to bounce the magnet. Just check the internal pins there. Make sure we're still engaged on the cam. Just looking out for that. There we go. Got our bit of movement, so it's just be the internal ones there. Or it's that magnet has moved. Just want to tease that down there. Making sure I'm still on that cam, so I don't lose the cam. Once it's picked, it's so easy to move that wrench. Right, let's get this last little bit done. There we go. So there's ours picked to the 5 o'clock position. Okay. Now what we've got in this is two sets of 3 trap pins. Now you can see the 3 on this side. There's 1, 2, and 3. There's 3 on this side. Okay. Now depending where the actual core is, will determine which set of pins. Now if I run my pick, see on their front 2, they're moving. We can see we're sitting down at 5 o'clock, so we've got to deal with these 3 track pins. It's then going to move round, so it's just past this collar, just past that corner part there, and this is going to engage the internal pins with the 3 track pins on this side. Now on this one we know they're 1, 2 and 5, but you just need to feel, you don't really need to pick them up. And someone's at the fucking door. Right, sorry about that. Postman always calls when you don't want them to. Right, so we were at these 3 trap pins. Okay, because we can see we're down to that shoulder. Once we're picked, we'll be down further down here, past that little bit of the collar, and it engage these trap pins on this side, which will be the 3 internal pins. Okay, so I'll put my hand behind, because if I put it here, I'm going to hide the lock. So we just got to gently tease these down. Not too much pressure, because you will bend them pins. So you might be able to see them move. You can see them there, 1 and 2. Just feel for the binding one. If not, move the plug backwards and then try again. So a bit of movement there, so let's get the pins down. Just use the back of the wrench. There we go. Oops. Now as you can see now, where before we were at the collar, now we're down. We're past that collar, so that means we've engaged all them trap pins. Because we can see the outside, the top of the keyway is in line with that shoulder, which means we've passed it. So that means the trap pins now are engaging on this side, between the actual 3 trap pins on here on the 7 o'clock, and the internal pins on the actual internal pin and pin. Now if we line up our pick, we can see it's there as opposed to there. Okay, so we're going to have quite a bit of counter rotation picking these pins, so they'll feel like spools. Okay, so let's go pick the first one. Right, number 2's binding more. Let's pick 2, and you might see the plug move back. I'm actually going to help it go back. There it is there. And then number 1, solid, so I'm going to turn back the plug, help it in. And then down fully. And then the rear one. There we go. Now we're fully down, we're going to actually get the pins in the chamber. So that's going to just be the back of the pick down and move around. Okay. Once we get here, we're going to engage on these ones again. So it's right, left, middle, and then left and right. So as we turn around again, we're engaging the key pins on this side. So it's just a matter of teasing these like we did on that side, teasing them down, wrenching. Just feel for the binding ones, not too much pressure. You can actually see these ones. And if you do find a binding, just turn it core back. Sorry, my hand's in the way. It really does. Just turn it core back slightly down. And get them 2 pins out of the way. Here we go. So now, well, it actually slipped past. What normally happens is the pins lock in again onto this key pin. You can see our cams up the top there. Right, here's our last one. Key pins. So it's the centre pins are trapped in these pins, yeah. So this is our last bit before we're fully round. So you may see these trap pins here. Again, so you're like we're going solid, off the tension completely. And if not, give it a little help backwards. Once it picks, hold it in place, back on with the tension. Set the next one. Again, it's solid, so I'm just going to go back, give it a little help, hold, back on. So now we know it's the 5th one. Just look for the bind. There it is again. It's solid. I'm going to go back, click it, get my pick out without doing it. That's us fully round. Yeah, if I zoom out there, so that's our cone fully round. To get your magnet back out, you just use the wrench, get the pins down, hook to the left of it, and just slide she to one side. I'll just move this lock up so I can see better. Missed it. Just get put to the side of it, holding them pins down, and basically you want to shove it over to this side. Once it's there, just put the pick in, and it'll attach to it. Sometimes it can be a bit of a git to do. What you can do is just take off a little bit of the wrench so that it's going to hook it more than anything. And then once it's over, hook it and it's decided to click back in place. Because it's magnetic, it will want to go back over to its position. Your other way is to try and hook it out with this. So we're going to go down through the pins and hook behind, push it over, and then pull it out. Sometimes it's easier said than done. Basically, I just moved the hook upwards, down, in, and I'm going to push and pull. It is over, but now I'm trapped on the pins. Alright, there she is. So nice and gently out, it's going to attach to it, and there's our magnet. Okay. Well, that's it really. It's been covered in other videos, but I just thought I'd do my own one. Okay, thanks for watching.